Good evening, Timmies, and Merry Christmas. It may be the 23rd as of the day I'm recording this. I'm not sure when this video is going to get out, so maybe happy early Christmas, even if it's at that. Before the video, you already know it, that good old self-promo. I have a Discord server. We are over 1,100 members. We're doing community raids, community raids soon here. If I get that good old Quest 3 for Christmas and my headset doesn't light itself on fire, we'll be doing it the day after. We'll be seeing that. Just make sure you join that, okay? Link in description. Also, another quick little shout out to Red Rinky. He traded me his spear, so without him, this video would not have been possible. Anyways, no more yap. Let's just get into the actual video. So if you've played Tabor for maybe more than 3 hours, you'll know that the AK Alpha and the XM250 have been considered the best two guns. I think the 250 is better. You can argue the Alpha is whatever. Those are the top two guns. Although recently, Tabor added the SIG MCX spear, aka the XM5, XM7. I don't know what correct name is. I'm just going to call it the XM5 because that's what I know it by. And if you've been watching my content for a few weeks, maybe even months now, you'll know that I have said Tabor needs to add the XM5 because it would be 100% a challenger to the AK Alpha. And when they brought it into the game, finally, it definitely is. Starting off with one of the most important tests, we have the recoil, which definitely matters in deciding how good a gun is. Because if it's uncontrollable, what's the point in using it? Up first, we have the XM250, and the one downside that I feel like is talked about with this gun is its recoil. Now, personally, I don't think it's that bad. Sure, it's higher than an Alpha or an M4. Well, actually, I don't know about the M4, but it does have a decent bit of kick. I don't really use it on Island, and I feel like that's where people complain about it the most. It bounces around. If you are playing this on Underground or even Matka, it's really not bad. Take 10 minutes, go into a training raid with all the mags you got from Kill and Collector, and just get to know it. If you shoot this thing in bursts of like 6, 7, or 8, maybe a little bit higher than that, you are going to land almost every shot, and it only takes 2 to the chest. Next up, of course, we have the XM5 or the MCX spear, and this thing does have an underbarrel attachment, meaning you can put a grip on it. I do not like using angled grips because I'm left-handed and it doesn't switch. The grip position only switches the model, so you know me, I like using shift grips. With that being said, just go with the recoil that is shown on screen. Obviously, it's not that much of a difference if you use the angled grip, but noticeably less than the XM250. Does it have less recoil than the Alpha? No, it has a little bit more. I would say it's somewhat like an AK5C mixed in with an M4, some hybrid between that. It has basically no horizontal. It's mainly just vertical up and down. Again, it is not that much at all. At a distance, you might notice it a little bit. Close quarters, not at all. Here are the two recoil patterns back to back, and the XM250 looks like it has like 3 times more. It really doesn't. It's just the fact that there's 100 rounds versus 20, and so somewhere along there, you're going to have a few misses. So that's why not every single one is on the board, although if you look, most of them are. Next up, we have the damage test, which is almost as important as the recoil test is, although this one matters a lot more, I feel like, especially seeing how much damage FMJ does now that AP is rare. So first up, we have FMJ XM250. FMJ went partially through. It did about 65-ish damage through collector armor, which is still a 2-tap to the chest, which is insane. And trust me when I say this, especially for the XM250, if it's FMJ, it's still going through, at least partially, to the point where it's still going to 2-tap you. You don't need AP in this gun. It is complete overkill. I still like to run it because it's honestly funny. Just your bullets slide through every piece of armor. But again, it is not necessary to have AP. Now, I didn't show you guys AP XM250, but let me tell you right now, it does 77 damage to the chest. It will always penetrate, no matter what, and it'll likely leave you heavy bleed. So, again, AP is just that extra bit of overkill to 100% ensure that they're dying 2-shot to the chest. Do you need it? No, but it does a lot of damage. The XM5 FMJ did the exact same, except it actually made you heavy bleed, which I'm pretty sure that's just complete chance, so whatever. Does the same damage, it seems like, as the XM250 to the chest. There is no wiki page I could find. Wiki, sorry, whatever you say. I didn't find it for the XM5, so I can't give you an exact damage, although that seemed like it literally did the same as the XM250. So I'm just going to say 65 with FMJ. Next up, we've got AP in the XM5, and I understand my health was not full. I kind of ran out of NRSs and didn't feel like doing another raid, so I just went with that. It seemed like it did the exact same damage, somewhere around like the 65, 68 damage, which is still good. Although the fact there was AP, I'm going to guess that it does do lower damage than the 250, which makes sense. It's a rifle compared to an LMG. But regardless, that's still an automatic 2-tap. You're going to
How do
shoot
you
me
not need
dead
AP,
center
bro?
1 time.
In the chest?
Dead center chest 1 time.
I really
Do it
hope you
again.
don't
That
die.
didn't pen. That didn't
Okay,
pen.
good.
Okay. I'm down to a quarter heavy bleed.
That's
Oh, that's
good,
not
bro. 4 bullets and you're gone.
That's not
4?
good, but
Can
that's
you
good.
count? That's
That-
2.
I thought you said quarter heavy bleed, no?
Yeah, quarter
That's
heavy.
not good in
down
a way
quarter.
that
I'm
someone
down
could
to a
free
quarter.
tap
I
you.
was at a quarter.
If
That's
that
not-
wasn't blunt damage, you would have got pranked.
Yo, that's
That's
crazy.
not good in a.
Jason, you're such a Sigma boy.
You're such a
here
cute
people
boy.
got a
full-
Another, not really test, but very important variable is obviously magazine capacity. And yeah, the XM250 clearly has 4 times. Yeah, not 4. God, 5 times 100 versus 20. So yeah, the XM250 wins on that. Didn't really need to say that. Although availability is next up, and you can buy the spear at level 5 Spectre for 43k, I believe it is, somewhere around the 40k price tag. But you can also find it in vaults. I have ran over probably 15 vaults. That's Island Purples, Scots, Reds, Greens. I have yet to see it. I had to trade for this one, as I said in the beginning. So just because you can find it doesn't mean it's exactly common. I have 1 spear and 2 XM250s. Now, does that mean the XM250 is more common? No. The spear should be more common, especially because you can buy it. I'm going to say that the XM250 has less availability because it is rarely used on people, and collector's not that common himself. So yeah, spear is more common because you can buy it, but it is going to be somewhat of a mountain climb to get to level 5 Spectre with these new missions. Next up, we have Versatility, and this one's the game changer for me. The reason I like the Scar H, which isn't even in this game and it needs to be, is because it's a 308 battle rifle, and you can use it CQB, long range, as a DMR. I mean, you can do everything with it. And the spear, honestly, feels the exact same way. It's got the same magazine capacity. You can use it close quarters. It's not too long and awkward. The XM250, especially with the suppressor, is very, very long. And on Underground, that barrel can get you killed. They're going to see the gun before you can see them. The spear's kind of long still, too, but I feel like all assault rifles are kind of long the same way the spear is, so it's not bad. It's not awkward to haul around doorways with a massive box of a magazine under it. I love this gun. It feels great to use. It feels light. Obviously, you can't feel the weight, but you know what I mean when I say it. And I still do love the XM250. It's just so much more bulky when you're running around, especially on a smaller map such as Underground. I use that thing all the time in it because it does destroy everything you see. But when you're kind of moving around or trying to flank and whatnot, it can just get a little overwhelming and feel like you're hauling a massive mortar around.
I thought it was MCX. This is actually good.
These are always shit.
No,
These
hey,
are
you
always
missed an armor
shit. These
crate.
are always shit.
2d6s! Uzi. Spears?
Alright, which one do we loot first? Left.
Left?
Left.
We get a
Alright,
purple.
restarted.
Purple?
Go. What did I say?
No!
What?
At the end of the day, they're both amazing guns. They're decently hard to get in their own ways, but you can still get your hands on them if you put in the work. I did not want to make this video saying, oh, well, it's actually an opinion-based thing, and so if you like one about it. No. I'm going to give you a straight answer. I think the XM5 is better. Because you can buy it, and the damage is basically the exact same. The 100-round mag is great, but you don't need it. The only time I feel I actually use that 100-round mag is when I'm pre-firing everything or I'm trying to keep someone from swinging me, which is extremely rare and only happens on Underground. So if you're using 100 rounds per raid or more than that, like I never go through more than one XM250 mag. Rarely I will on Matka. That is only if I encounter like 8 trios, and even then I'm just pre-firing. The 20-round mag will do just fine. You can 2-tap people to the chest with AP, no matter their armor. So if you run out of ammo, I think that's an aim problem. However, if you want to say that you like one or the other, depending on your playstyle, that's completely fine. I think objectively, the XM5 is better than the Alpha because stats-wise, penetration, literally everything is better except for maybe slightly recoil and the fact that it doesn't have a drum mag. Whatever, I don't care about drums. But the XM250, XM5, if you play support or you just want to suppress people like on Island or Maka, whatever, that's fair. If you like to rush them more like I do, maybe the XM5 is going to be a better option. It's whatever. They're very similar guns, but in their own ways, they can be used in different scenarios. God,
What, bro? How is that
Jason.
my
They're not even
fault, Owen?
kidded. They're
Why are you
naked, bro.
touching the guy that I killed? What are you doing?
I was card checking, bro.
Oh, my headset just died.
Now, if you still like the AK Alpha and you want to use it over these two guns, that's okay. I can kind of see why. I mean, it doesn't have that much recoil. The 75 drum mag is great. Although, I think that if you branch out and you learn the spear, it's definitely going to be better. My main takeaway is the fact that you don't need AP. And because AP is extremely rare to find now, that's huge. I mean, FMJ is basically always going to go through. I would say if you shoot 4 bullets at someone to the chest, even with the collector rig, they're going to go down. Anyways, XM5 is better than XM250. If that's what you were here for, you got it. Merry Christmas to everyone. This should be coming out on Christmas Day, so please go spend time with your family. Don't even get on Tabor for the day, all right? I know that's going to be like withdrawing from fentanyl for most of you, but believe me, if you put your heart and soul into it, you can get off Tabor for more than 24 hours.